everybody, and welcome back to Petty Perfect. It's me, your girl Darren Monroe, and thank you for joining me again today. Today we're going to do another makeup tutorial, and this time I'm going to go a little wild, a little bold, a little something very different from the everyday glam look that we kind of do here on Petty Perfect. And I want to just go all out, make everybody, when they see it, they be like, oh, that's different, but I like it. So we're going to use the Urban Decay Electric Palette today. It has some pretty darn electric colors if you do ask. Here are the colors, and we're going to be using the blues and the oranges, something that really pops and sets us apart from everybody else when they're walking down the street. Like, yes, the browns and the golds look very good, but sometimes you want to just walk on the wild side and do a blue or do a green, something really out there that makes the people stop and stare. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's go right ahead and get started. As you all know, we're going to prep our face. Same Urban Decay prep spray. Urban Decay actually has a lot of new preps and priming sprays coming out that I'm super excited to go out and get and use and try and tell you guys all about it. Now remember, when we're starting with a clean, fresh face. So go ahead, wash your face, get everything going. But when you're using the prep spray, do not moisturize first. I have made the mistake of moisturizing first, and when you use it, it's like the prep spray was never there. So don't moisturize first. Prep and then moisturize. So we're gonna prep. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry a little. And then we're gonna get some primer on. Let's go ahead and get that dry. I'm using the Becca primer, the Ever Matte Poreless primer. I actually kind of like this. So I'm gonna do a little on each side. Remember, with a lot of makeup products, a little goes a long way. So don't get crazy with that. Get the important areas. And then, for any girls out there like me that you have super oily skin and you don't want your shine to be coming on in 2 hours, I'm going to go ahead and use some setting powder. The powder that I'm using is the Maybelline Master Fix setting powder. And I like to just go ahead and dab some in the cap. So I just tap in the cap. And I'm not doing so much so like when we're baking at the end, trying to make sure we get those good oily areas and we want to really set everything in. I'm actually just putting enough to give myself that ashy look. So I always kind of make sure I get the areas that actually give me problems first. And then I work my way out from there. So right here under my eyes, give me problems. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. If I don't use setting powder within 2 hours, I'm looking like Miss Fried Chicken. Yeah, I want that little ghostly ashy look. And I'm getting all the areas that I'm going to get my foundation on. So as you can see, I'm going all the way back with my ears because it's very important to blend out. Blend out. Yes, please, blend out. Alright. So then we want to get some primer because I like to do my eyes first. Whether you do your eyes first or your foundation and the rest of your face first, that's totally on you. But I like to do my eyes first. This way, if any excess that I thought wasn't there actually shows up and falls here, I don't have to worry about messing up my foundation to correct that. The primer that I'm using on my eyes is the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion in Anti-Ageless. And a little goes a long way, so I'm using about that much. And that will definitely take care of it and cover my whole eye, as you can see. See, a little goes a long way. So it took care of everything that I needed to take care of. in just that short amount of time. And of course, what you do to one eye, you have to do to the other. So, my little bit. And I like to tap it on the lid first and then work my way out. Yes. See how that works? Look at that. That little bit. You would never guess that that little bit did all of this. And I'm just making sure that everything is even and smooth in one coat, and I don't have any clumps, I don't have any lumps, I don't have any streaks. That's very important, making sure you don't have any streaks when you put it on your primer or on your eyes. Because that'll cause streaks when you actually try to, or when you start putting on the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into my colors. First, we're using the orange color here. We're gonna use that as a beautiful base. Then I'm gonna go in with this darker blue and then get that lighter blue going. So let's get my orange life together. And I'm gonna put that right across the top and use that kind of like our foundation color. And we're gonna build off of it and towards the lid. Now, again, we're doing bold, so I want this color to pop like nobody's business. Yeah, so you see how that's working out there? And I'm just taking my brush, going back and forth, making sure I'm getting all of it in. No piece gets left behind. Yes. Come for me, color, come for me. Look at that. That orange looks really nice. You might have to do a tutorial where the orange is the star. Because right now, it's really showing its work. So I'm just gently swishing back and forth with it. Like I said, this is just our first color and our foundation color. So I really want this orange to stand out and do its thing. Look at that. Guys, let me just get a little more because I want the intensity to match. Yes. Yes, look at how that's working. That's what I'm saying. The orange is really, like, the orange did not come to play. And it is letting me know, like, look, you can use me. I hear you, orange. I hear you, orange. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with a little darker blue right under the orange. Because I told you the orange is our foundation color. So I'm going to go just below it, closer to the lid. Oh, this blue didn't kind of play either, though. Look at how this blue works. And again, I'm just switching back and forth, back and forth. I'm going in my crease with this color, as you can see, in the crease. Just some quick back and forth action. Ooh. Baby, this blue did not come to play. This blue is not for the games, honey. This blue is letting me know that it is large and in charge. I hear you, blue. Oh, I hear you, blue. Oh, look at that. This blue is gorgeous. And it's working just perfectly with the orange. Now, I do feel like the orange is getting a little lost. So I'm just going to go back in it a little bit and make sure that it gets its time to shine. because I also want to blend in the colors. I don't want them competing for attention. So I'm blending in the colors just by going back over it with the orange, because the orange is more of a subtle color, so it won't compete and it won't wash out the blue. See what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm blending them out. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm gonna add just a teensy bit of blue. Blend one more time. And a little blend. See how that's working? I love this look already. Like, I'm already a huge fan of this look, and we just got started. Look at how that works. Alright, so now we're gonna work on the lid, and I'm going on the lid with a much lighter blue. And instead of using I'm using a different brush so I can pat the color in and then work it across. So I want to make sure I get the lash line. I want to make sure I get the inner corners of my eye, and I want to take it all the way out, going all the way across. And then we're done. So I'm going to pat the color in first. Create my lines with it, so to speak, by patting it in, and then I work it in. So we pat, and then we work, and then we work. I'm gonna get on my lash line. I want to get all of the corners popping off, and I want to get the inner corner. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna pat it at first. Look how awesome this color is, and then I'm gonna work it across. This color is beautiful, guys. Oh my god. I'm starting to realize this is what rose feels like. And the colors aren't competing with each other, which is very important and very wonderful about this mix of colors. Like, everybody stands on their own, but everybody works together. So I'm gonna pat it in again. And then we're gonna work it out. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Look how gorgeous that is. I love it. I love it. I want to define my dark blue again. Just to really get in there. I want to bring out my orange again, just to blend it out. So nobody's competing with each other. Everybody works together. There we go. Now, at this point, every time I do my makeup, I always feel like, alright, forget walking on the wild side. I just look freaking crazy. And that's how I'm really feeling right now. But then I put on some mascara, and I'm like, okay, this is really coming together. I am using some Estee Lauder mascara. It's really nice, really simple mascara, nothing too crazy about it. I put on, granted, we are going to put on some false lashes, of course, but I like to put on a little mascara to work my underline, to actually start to define some things. So I'm just going to use my little mirror here and get some mascara going. Now, if you're like me, you have to take your time when doing mascara, because if I get too overzealous and too rambunctious and start feeling myself too much, I'm gonna do with mascara all on my lids, and I'm like, whoa. Now you gotta go back in with all your other colors, and you gotta fix and correct and do this and do that. So I'm taking my time and getting my mascara just right. Like I said, it's not really about mascara for the true purpose that mascara is of coating my lashes and making them look big and pretty and blah blah blah. Because like I said, I don't have any lashes. So for me to use mascara to coat my lashes and to look big, pretty, and bold, I'd be here damn near all day. I don't got time for that, and I don't think neither do you. So I'm just using mascara to create a wonderful black underline, because truthfully I don't trust myself going in with the eye pencil, and mascara is the next best thing. So it's starting to look a little better because I've got that underline going. See that? I did that. Now I'm going to do the other eye. Like I said, I'm taking my time because I don't want to get full of myself, and I don't want to get overzealous and then wind up with mascara everywhere, and then super pissed having to go back in and do colors and blah blah blah. And I found that an easy way not to get crazy with it and wind up with it all over your eyes is not only taking your time, but looking down. So you don't have to worry about going like that and then you, oh no, and then you gotta go back in. Now just look down. Don't get your hand too crazy and too wild. And bam, your mascara's popping. Ow. Okay. So I created that underline and everything's starting to look good. It's starting to come together. I'm not feeling super crazy and super wild like I was feeling before, but what's gonna bring it all together are the lashes. Lashes are my new best friend. Don't tell my human best friend that, but I love lashes and we take them back together. I'm using some Simple Kiss IND lashes. They are in the blooming style, 06 blooming. They do add a little drama, a little dimension. As you know, at Petty Perfect, we all about the drama and the dimension, boo, and looking fabulous. Ow. Alright, so you just take them. I like these tweezers. They didn't necessarily come with these. I don't remember what lashes they came with, but they hold the lash right in the middle. Bam. So when it's time to put them on, I can put them right on. You can use these. You can use the ones that go to the side where it has the thing in the middle and then goes to the side. Or you can do like I used to do before I found these and use some regular tweezers. I'm using some Duo glue. Duo kind of happens to be my favorite at the moment. It doesn't take too long to dry, which is super important. It dries clear. It goes on white, but it does dry on clear. And it's easy to take off. So when I take off my lashes, I don't feel like I'm pulling out my actual lashes, which when I tell you, I've used some other glues and I've been like super nervous. But Duo doesn't do that, so I'm in love with Duo for that. So what you do is you put on a nice thin layer, nothing too thick, nothing too wild, because of course it has to dry. Well, not dry, but you want it to get tacky before you put on the eyelash. I do like to focus on the corners. Those are really important pieces or really important parts to this little lash process. Next time we do makeup, I'll remember to show you the other type of lashes that I'm talking about. Because of course I have a ton of them. So, I'm just waiting on this to dry. Like I said, it doesn't take long at all. About 30 seconds or so. And, now, there are very different ways to put on lashes, whichever way you're comfortable with. Some people are bold and wonderful and like completely totally awesome, and they can just close their eye and put the lash on and keep it moving. I unfortunately am not one of those people. I haven't mastered that craft yet. I got skill. So I kind of put on my lashes the same way that I put on my mascara, with my handy dandy mirror and looking down. Looking down gives the illusion that your eye is closed. So you can go ahead and put it on, like directly on, but not necessarily directly on, if that makes sense. So I just hold my mirror under me and I look down into the mirror. So my eye is still open, so to speak, but it does allow me to just go like that straight on. So you put it on and then you want to secure the edges, the outside and the inner corner. So take my time again. Put it right on my lash line. Okay, so that didn't work at the first go, which happens sometimes, but we ain't gonna let that stop us. And then, like I said, you secure the outer corners. Alright, see? Ooh, you didn't see that drama? Do you see that drama though? Alright, and I just want to get this outside one more time. Look at that. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna let it dry for a minute and then I'm gonna like put it in place, so to speak. But we are on to the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my little lash tweezer. Put it in a spot where I can just push it right on. Mind you, I'm adding a little bit of glue, not too much. I just want to create that line. Not too thick, not too wild. I want to make sure my corners have enough glue to secure it. Bam, there we go. And it doesn't take too long to actually dry it, which is what I totally love about the duo glue. Look at that. We got our eyes popping off. Everything's looking really cute, really nice. Oh, we got foundation and concealer. We out of here. Come on, lashes. Alright, so let's get this lash on. And I'm just holding my mirror under my head and I'm looking down again so I can get it right on my lash line. Now, I use my fingers to secure the ends in the proper places. Like I said, it goes on white, but it dries clear. But as you can see, the eye is definitely coming together. Alright, so let's get some foundation popping. Foundation I use is Fit Me Maybelline in the Smooth and Dewy in 360 for us Mocha girls and Cocoa girls out there. The Smooth and Dewy is actually a bit thinner than most of the other foundation formulas, so you want to use a little less than necessary when using the Smooth and Dewy. So usually I would use the size of like a quarter. Now I want to downsize it to maybe just above the size of a nickel, and I just put it right on the back of my hand so it's easy to get to. And remember, you can always put more out, but you can't put more back in. So let's remember that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the foundation on with, I like the paintbrush, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on. And I'm making sure to give myself a line with my foundation. And what I'm doing is going from the ends of my eye and meeting my eyelash. Meeting my eyebrow to get a little crisp line going on. And bringing it down. And remember, we're blending out, so get all the way back by your ear. And I'm doing the same thing for the other side. To the back of my hand. Blend out. Actually, I may not need any more. I might have to check. Yeah. Because what happens when you're using dewy and smooth, which I truly found out the hard way, is if you use too much, you just look oily. That dewy turns into oily, and it is not fun at all. No matter, truthfully, no matter the powder or how much powder you use, you just look oily. And it is really hard to get rid of. When you're in the middle of the day and you're in that bathroom trying to dab away. Oh my goodness. Take it from me. It is no fun. So I'm just making sure everything is nicely blended in. Look at that. Up under that neck. Get back by those ears. Blend away. Now we set the foundation with the foundation. I always make sure to get around your nose. Those little cracks and crevices around your nose. Yeah. Make sure you get that. Alright. So, next on the agenda is our concealer. I'm using concealer from the Fit Me collection as well, 30 in Cafe, which is just about a tone lighter than my foundation. And you can do whatever shape you want when it comes to the foundation. You can do lines, you can do a V, you can do circles, squares, whatever you want. I'm using this also to get precise on my line for my eyeshadow. And I just use it, I start the blending out process with the brush. And as you can see, one dip and that's it. Now, I also like my foundation and my concealer to really marry together so they're not competing. So this way when I'm hitting it with the Beauty Blender, I'm not taking away a whole bunch of concealer and defeating the purpose. I'm going to create that line again to keep it sharp, looking precise, looking pretty. I'm just going out. Because remember, when you blend out. So I'm taking it out a little bit already. And getting that blending process started. Like I said, make whatever shape you want. Alright. So I'm just going to let it set. Let it set for a moment. and marry and work together. So this way they're not competing for attention, for time, for anything like that. What I like to do during now is I like to start cleaning up and getting things together and like putting on my clothes, or starting to put on my clothes anyway, making sure I got my shoes, you know, when I'm ready to go out and things like that, and setting the foundation of my outfit. And then I just go in with my beauty blender. I love, 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 love. These are my absolute favorite beauty blenders for getting up in my eyes, up in these areas, because of this pointy tip here. These are from BH Cosmetics, and they call Precision Beauty Blenders because it gets you right up in these areas. It keeps this line a beautiful line. It gets all up in these cracks and crevices and keeps my line going because of this right here. Oh my gosh, these are my favorite. So I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender. Go in and I'm going to work it out. I'm going to blend outward. Blend outward. I'm going to take it, and see I can put it right on that line and not have to worry that it's going anywhere, getting crazy, anything like that. It's keeping my line from my mascara, because you know we love that crisp line between the mascara, the eyeshadow, and the foundation. So it keeps my line nice and crisp and awesome, and I love it for it. And it just helps me to blend out awesomely. Look at that. I didn't lose, and I don't lose a whole bunch of concealer when I'm doing it. Oh, look at that, look at that. And make sure you're blending out. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, darling, beautiful. What we do to one, we do to the other. So yes. See, it keeps, look at that, it keeps my line. And we blend. I blend out. Blend out. Blend out. And blend up. Now, if I ever did feel like my lines were a little too harsh, and it just, like, I didn't necessarily need the precision of it, blend out and blend up. Because we're blending. Like you see when it gets around my nose, I don't necessarily need those lines there. Look how it did that. Do you see that? Oh my gosh. Are you paying attention right now? Thank you very much. So when it gets to my nose, you kind of see a line here, like you do up here. I don't want that line. No. So you take the bottom of it and you just dab it. And look how the line goes. Oh, look how the line goes away. And you just dab it. Look how the line is going away. Bam. Bam. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so what's left to do? What's left to do? It's time to set it off. Set it off. How do we do that? We bake. Set it off with the setting powder. Slide through some more in my cap. And this time we going for, yes, this is what we're looking for. This is what we want. I want to set, I want to bake, I want to rock right now. And I'm getting all up in these areas. I know you might think it's a bit excessive and a bit much, but these are the areas for me that shine like none other. I don't really have the T-zone shine. A little bit sometimes on the chin, so I do get it going there. But for me, it's all about all in here. It's like, seriously, it's all about all in here. And Oh my goodness, when I tell you it is like the most annoying thing under the sun. Ooh, yes, it means like, that's what I want to do with it. But while I'm letting that work and while I'm letting the setting set and do its job and do its magic and absorb whatever oils think they're coming through, because I got another thing for them, we are going to get some little highlight going. I'm going to get the corner of my eyes popping off. And I'm using a silver color because I'm like, we bold and we wild anyway. So let's do silver. Look at that. It's a little rock. It's a little rock. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, look how that's working out. Look how that is coming through. Yes, look how that is coming through. And I like to bring it down a little bit. Not just necessarily keep it in the corners. Why? Why limit it to one space? So I go up and I come down. And if you can see, I blend it out. I go out. And I blend it down. And I do the same thing on the other side. I start small, and then I work my way out. See? And I make sure they go down. Let's do our lip. And I'm just gonna do my Cupid's bow. And I go down the sides just a tad bit. And then I do this to blend it in. Very subtle, very nice. I'm gonna use my finger to get it on my nose. I don't want it to be too excessive. I love it. Let's get us some lipstick popping. Yes. So for my lipstick, I'm using an Ulta matte lipstick in the color Mulberry. It's a nice, look at that, beautiful. Yes. Now, if by some strange chance, some wild occurrence, you felt like you messed up with your lipstick, you can take either your foundation brush or a concealer brush and just go right under and line it up. I like to do that every now and then anyway, just to make sure I'm clean, crisp, and concise. I do want to put a little bit more of the silver above my lip. Now that I have the lipstick on. And I am using a little precision brush that you normally would do to put on eyeliner. Just because I like to keep it really small and simple. See how that pops a little more, a little better? Let's get some on my nose. I'm not allowed to freak if anybody hasn't told you that. Alright. So let's get the dusting. Dust for your lie. Sometimes it does look a little white and powdery, but that's just an optical illusion. Once you get everything starts to set, you get your setting spray on, everything works out like it should. Look at that. All my lines are still precise and in order. And now it's time for a little setting spray. I'm running a little low on my setting spray. I am using the Urban Decay D6 setting spray, which one of my faves and I totally love. Let's get the setting. Whew. I'm feeling fabulous. I'm feeling large. I'm feeling in charge. Totally amazing. And ready to go. Look at that. Look at that. Let's bring our hair to the front. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you everyone for joining me today on Petty Perfect. Thank you for doing this look with me. Thank you for going big, bold, and wild. And I cannot wait to see you next time. Like, share, leave a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like. Let's keep it real. And tell me what else you want to see.